That's what I say, right? Here's the video to start with. What he's going on about. Yeah, more and the Beehive. You know, Beyonce's Beehive, right? They're a fearsome fan base. You can't say nothing about Beyonce without them going off on one and getting mad at you. Like, seriously, them people's is crazy. They think like Beyonce is some sort of deity, some sort of goddess. And he's like, oh, don't you say nothing about Beyonce, mind? It's like, all right, you need to chill the fuck out, don't you? Well, it turns out K-pop fans might be a little bit more. And of course, the fact is, they're foreigners, innit? You can't be talking about foreigners, can ya?
I'll sit in silence.
So here's what you
BTS. I don't get the BTS thing. I'm just gonna say it right now. I don't like K-pop. I hate K-pop. I don't get BTS.
K-pop.
They look like they're just a bunch of. How did this become a thing in Western culture where all these grown men and little girls are jerking off to little K-pop boys? It's like a little fetish. It's like a little twink gay fetish about these K-pop boys.
Does Ian have an insight on K-pop?
Ian, do you like K-pop? What do you think about BTS?
I mean, I don't like it, but it's just pop. I don't know. I
just pop music.
But you like pop.
F-tier, easy. I don't know. I don't like the kind of the blend they do of like hip hop and then like really not that interesting pop music. I don't know. It's not for me. It. But I
So that's what he said. On the podcast, on a stream similar to this, except obviously they have people to do all the stuff that I've just twatted around doing. I mean, what's he said? Anything that bad? Is he just, technically the thing is, is a comedy thing. So, you're constantly trying to make some sort of comments that, rumbles up a titter or two. But I don't know. Because this is 2019. This is the year of the clown. And therefore, you are guilty of whatever you are told you are guilty of. Now check this out. Okay, so obviously K-pop, Koreans, this is looks like, so let's check out her. Jae-ha Kim. Hold on, sister. Why don't you just call them chinks and get it over with, Ethan? Here's why you can't imagine little girls and grown men jerking off to little K-pop boys. Because you view Asian men as inferior to fine white specimens such as yourself. Well, there's a round of applause for just... for just looking into... For what? Why am I applauding that? I don't even know. It's just for a joke. Talk about reading into something a bit too much. Do you know what I'm saying? This is just typical of what goes on all the time. You'd look at that and immediately thinks, well, that's what it is. Man's just making a joke. He's just saying why he doesn't like K-pop. And I will say, I'll say this. This is my opinion on K-pop. They do look like pretty little boys, don't they? Do you know what I'm saying? There's no ruggedness, is there? Very effeminate. Kind of pretty little boys. Do you know what I'm saying? I find it a bit creepy. But, each their own. If you want to like K-pop, whatever. And if you want to make jokes about it, yeah, why not? I don't care enough. I do know there's some weird shit going on with K-pop at the moment. But I won't get into that. And anyway, and she's got this all wrong anyway. Jae-ha Kim. Jae-ha. Do you know what? I'm going to mispronounce your name just to piss you off. Jae-ha. That's what I'm going to say. I want the traffic from your outrage. It's very important to me. So, big shout outs to Baby Strangler who started following me yesterday. I forgot to say it. These are the kind of followers that I attract. For starters, it's the wrong. You're very ignorant with your racial slurs. Because the Korean, all right. If it was J-pop, I don't know what you call Koreans. To be honest with you, you got chinks, and then if they're Japanese people, the derogatory term would be Japs. I don't know what you say. I don't think chink applies, personally. I don't know. If I hear someone say chink about someone who's Japanese, I'm like, well, you're totally ignorant because you can't even get the right racial slur. Do you know what I'm saying? I would tell a story about a friend of mine when he got wrongly racially abused, but I can't say the words, but you should be able to make it out. So he got a beat down and someone shouted at him and say, "Take that, you P," which is a racial slur that is similar. That would be a shortened version of the country of Pakistan. And he shouted back at him saying, "Fuck you, you dumb fuck. I'm an N-bomb, not a P." That's a true story. That's what he said back to him after they beat him up. A friend of mine, former friend of mine. He's now very much lost his way in the world, but all the best to him. Anyway, so it's always embarrassing for someone who's saying racist things to get the wrong racist thing. I think you need to be accurate with your racism. Personally, if you're going to dedicate your hatred to something, you might as well do it correctly. Because you haven't got much else going on for you, have you? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying? Going around beating up people in, I don't know, Liverpool who've got, who visit the tanning salon way too much and, shouting racial slurs at them. You need to come correct with your racism, don't you, really? Otherwise you just look like A, a hateful idiot, and 2, a complete general idiot. So you're a double idiot, and I try to spread love all across the world. So that's what I have to say there. So, but this is really coming back to the matter at hand. This really is reading into something a little bit too much, isn't it? Like come off it. Like, why don't you just call them chinks and get it over with? Because you view Asian men as inferior. Now look, I will say this as well. If you're going to go down the progressive, if you're drawing the progressive terms of racism, then Koreans and Japanese are kind of on the same lines as Europeans and North Americans, really. We all have power and privilege. So you can't call the race card if you're looking at it through that lens. Looking at it through the other lenses, you're just like, when did he say Asian men are superior? What can you not criticize anybody without someone going, oh, like you can't just go straight for the race card these days, because, well, you do, people just do it, but like the fact is that you go straight for the race card. The term racism and the meaning of racism, it really has lost all its bite, hasn't it? It's really lost everything. It's just kind of meaningless now. We're gonna have to think of a new word. We're going to have to replace the word racism, which, I don't know what we're going to do. It needs to be a word that, conjures up, because racism is always it was ingrained in us as being like, oh, that's not good. But now it's wishy-washy now, isn't it? Because it gets used too much. So we need to come up with a really horrible term to replace racism. Something that really conjures up something in your mind of going, oh, that's not right, that's not good, someone needs to do it. Has to be done. Look, my message to K-pop fans, says Ethan Klein, lighten up, nerds. If you can't handle your hobby being made fun of a little bit, then you really are just a bunch of little girls jerking off to K-pop boys. Which is, the only crime committed here is it could be a lot funnier, couldn't it? Could be a lot funnier. Hang on, let's go back a second. Let's look at who, because we need to know who is Jae-ha Kim. We really need to know. Judging by her photograph there, she is someone who definitely maybe takes themselves a bit too seriously. So we got, I don't know. I swear someone's banging on my door. Did you hear that? Hello? Darling? Schnookums? Oh, she's got a key anyway. Right, so she works for the... Does she work for the Chicago Tribune and write for Variety and Rolling Stone? Do you think she does? How many followers she got? She's got 43k followers, so she must be someone. She's from Berlin. Who is this person? I grew up in a world where women looked like me with my kind of skin and my kind of hair was never considered to be beautiful, and I think it's time that okay. The man is wearing a fanny pack. Someone's taking a photo of underage girls to publicly shame them. Okay, this. You can pretty much tell what kind of person she is, what she spends most of the time doing. Yeah, group of the year. My child is reading about Mesopotamia and the code of Hammurabi, and had to answer some questions about it for school. And no lie, he quoted something I had told him about Ms. Hammurabi, and I feel my life's work. I don't know what you're going on about. Just in, Kang Daniel to stop the promos for his new single for his mental health. I'm so sad to hear that actor Cha In-ha has died. The police are investigating his cause of death. Obviously, this lady is a very big K-pop fan, and yeah, a bit of a virtue signaler. So that's who that is. So who cares about that person? No one. That's who. Nobody. Nobody cares about you. Go away. So what else we got here? The face when K-pop stans are trying to take the moral high ground over a joke, but are responsible for dozens of suicides of K-pop idols because of their online abuse. Jesus Christ, well, he's definitely doubling down. K-pop fans got him, so now you got some K-pop type people in front of the NPC meme. Okay, yeah, he's doubling down. And I think that is kind of the best response to that tweet that she sent out. Why don't you call them chinks and get it over with, Ethan? Like, what? It's kind of the best response. I mean, what else are you going to say? Like, what? Are you mad? Let's see what other people are saying. This is what they don't get. We aren't mad because they insulted K-pop. K-pop stans are upset. Right. So you're not upset about that. You're upset because you think it's racist. Okay? I just don't understand the need of people making fun of others' hobbies. Just let people enjoy what they do. No need to make comments just to be edgy. Just to be edgy. All right. I think maybe he's trying to be a little bit edgy. Maybe I think the joke just fell flat a bit. Is all. But trying to be edgy. No, I will make fun of other people's hobbies. If I think it's weird and I think it's amusing, I will take the piss out of it. I mean, do you know, half the world are taking the piss out of everyone else, but they can't take it back. That is kind of the problem with most people. Most people will dish it out all the time, but as soon as it comes back at them, they cannot take it. I've got a lot of friends like that, and I steer clear from taking the piss out of a lot of my friends because I know how insecure they get when I start taking the piss out of them, because I go in hard as well, because I'm just funnier than they are most of the time. That's a fact. Like most people are like that. People are just naturally quite pathetic, to be honest. All these people are taking the piss out of someone. These people probably bully people in school, Yeah. The fact that being attracted to Asians are seen as fetishizing when a majority of K-pop fans are Asian themselves, because it's not possible they are attracted to Asian men unless it's fetish, right? While being attracted to white, black, brown people are seen as normal. Conclusion: people aren't gonna call out someone no matter how fucked up the things they said if the ones attacked is K-pop fandom. I think the fact that people are just taking the piss out of K-pop fans is because K-pop is just a bit... Yeah. It's just a bit kitschy, isn't it? I don't know, like, whatever. It's just the fetishization of Asians. Alright. Well, everyone gets fetishized, Like, everyone. Because a black person could say exactly the same thing. And then reverse it, So you go, why replace black with Asians? Let's swap it around, and then you have exactly the same comment. You can swap it with white people too. Yes, believe it or not, people do have fetishes for white people. Did you know? And fat people, short people, hairy people, ugly people. There's, everyone gets fetishized. I've got a fat fetish. Sorry, fatties, but I'm fetishizing you. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, but it does, you just shh. Shh. You just got to say shush. Like, Asians are the majority of the fucking world. Like, I mean, who's actually in charge of the world? Like, I'd say Asia. Calm it down. Right. No. He was literally freaking out about them being popular in the West, like he's protecting our culture. Stop lying. Dude, he just hates how toxic the fan bases get and doesn't like the music. Oh, this isn't about race. That is just the only reasonable comment we've seen so far. The entire comment section is basically just white men being racist and pretending like they don't get how it can be racist. No, it's just the assumption that it's racist. It's all about assumption and interpretation. Do you know what I'm saying? It's bizarre how people are. I like how you associate the word chink with these K-pop stars without it being prior mentioned. Kind of makes you think. Maybe it's because white people been calling her one, says Hobie's Mirror. This is clearly a massive K-pop fan, judging by that. Maybe that is because white people been calling her one. Yeah, it's just white people calling people chinks. I've never heard a black person or or an Indian person. I've never heard anybody apart from a white person call a Chinese person a chink. Ever. I've never heard it. Oh, I'm talking shit. I have. Oh, God, sorry. Sorry, I was talking bollocks. I have heard it. Okay. Sorry. Idiot. OMG, these Chinese lunatics. Ethan is not white, he's Jewish. Although he did do whiteface once in the past. What wonderful white passing privilege he has. Faye is tired, TM, trans rights. Well, you just know exactly what you're dealing with there, don't you? You guys should see the stuff he said about this Asian guy. He's not white, he's Jewish. Yeah, Jewish is a weird one. I mean, where do you place Jewish? Jewish is its own special category, isn't it? The most persecuted? The most persecuted of all time. Where do you put them? Where do Jews factor into the oppression Olympics? I don't know. Because apparently Jews got loads of privilege and power, but also they've been persecuted. It really confuses. This is why the far left and the far right don't like Jews, because they just confuse you. It's like, I don't know, they're being persecuted, but they're doing so well, it doesn't make sense. It's just, I don't know, just Jews are awesome. How about that? Here's a statement. Go and write on Twitter. This is an experiment. You can do it. Go write on Twitter. Just write Jews are awesome and see what happens. Depending on how many followers you obviously and how much reach you gets. But just use every trending hashtag and try and get some traction. And just write Jews are awesome, and you will be flipped the fuck out by what comes back. It will flip your fucking mind. Because I know from making videos about being pro-Israel, or if it's or criticizing the Anti-Defamation League. I've got them on both sides, saying, you need to calm down, or hey, everyone needs to stop being so anti-Semitic. You cannot win with the Jew thing. The Jew thing is just talking about Jews is so toxic. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable because you will get fucking Nazis coming, like actual proper Nazis, and then edgelords who are pretending to be Nazis, and then you'll get far left conspiracy nutters who think the Rothschilds control the entire planet Earth. The far left and the far right both think the Rothschilds control the entire planet Earth. You get all of them coming at you. They're saying all sorts of stuff, and then you'll get people being triggered on behalf of Jews going, what do you mean all Jews are awesome? What's that supposed to mean? Going, I think all Jews are awesome. They go, you anti-Semite, and the others will be going, yeah, go suck Israel's dick. You will not win. You will not win if you write something like that. I'm telling you. Just change a video title to Israel. Talk about Israeli food. Talk about the Israeli countryside. Talk about like an animal species that's very predominant and unique to Israel, and you're going to get nothing but problems. You know, it would just be nothing but nonsense. It's crazy, man. I'm telling you. So yeah, you get the general idea. It's just another one of the countless examples of people just reading way too much into nothing, as per usual. As per fucking usual. Like, that's the way it goes, man. This is the year of the clown, baby.